And then when you read in the Bible that God created, pretty much every seed bearing plant on earth, and I'm like, okay, well, then how does that make this plant so bad? Why are you guys so against it? Like,
Ben here, and welcome to the podcast where we talk all things growing and smoking, that beautiful herb that elevates our mind, body, and soul. This is Fog and Grow.
Okay, so then, one interesting thing about you is also the background of your father, or that he was a pastor. And so, you think that's kind of what led to kind of getting the late start, I guess, if you will?
absolutely. I mean, I grew up around Humboldt. So, I mean, it's not like I wasn't around the culture. I mean, even though I was in church with my father and stuff, there was obvious that there was people going that were smoking pot, doing, all that stuff. But which is kind of like a thing that, like we don't want that in the house. We don't want this, our roof. Don't do it. Just, because I was adopted too. So it's kind of like a stay out of trouble kind of thing. So that's what kept me from really doing much.
Sure. Like, was there, I guess it was a fear-based thing a little bit, but did you feel that as those are the bad kids that are smoking pot kind of thing? Like, did you have that kind of, that perspective as well? Or was that just kind of more your parents?
No, that was my parents. To me, I don't know. I was always challenged to learn more about the Bible, learn more about religion. And then when you read in the Bible that God created, pretty much every seed bearing plant on earth, and I'm like, okay, well, then how does that make this plant so bad? Why are you guys so against it? You're giving me two views that are completely conflicting. And so that's what made me really kind of start challenging religion and challenging people's views on marijuana. And want to do more research for myself, was because I'm being told stuff by people that obviously believe one thing, but they don't really know anything about it.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel that's I remember getting caught for smoking weed once, and my mom was crying, and the whole thing they told me is because I grew up, I'm from a very Christian background as well. And whereas, super, super, super frowned upon. And the whole idea was by being high, you're introducing yourself to the devil essentially, and being,
right.
Whatever they said. Essentially, you'll be manipulated and whatnot. You're opening yourself up to the devil.
Well, you're poisoning your body and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's it's crazy though, because if you have that mindset, or if that is told to you your life, then you have this subconscious belief of okay, if I smoke, the devil's gonna get me. So you're gonna believe that, and if you smoke, you can have a horrible, horrible high because of that.
Yeah. Yep. People I don't want to be, I don't want to be panicking. I don't want to feel well, that's your mentality to begin with. That's because of what you've been told and how you've been taught, and how people are, oh, they're going to look at you funny because you're high. And it's people look at me funny now when I'm not high. It's it's I'm always high.
And that's something that's hard for people to kind of wrap their head around and to get behind, because there's just so much cultural stigma of oh, hey, you're high, then you can't be a productive member of society. You're gonna sit on your couch and fucking eat Doritos and just watch TV all day or some bullshit like that. And it's no, that's actually not the case.
Nope. No, in most cases, that is absolutely not the case. Yeah, if I could still pay bills and then sit on the couch eat Doritos, that'd be fantastic.
Right.
Nope. That's never how it's gonna be. Half these guys work.
But so I'm glad to be away, I guess, from that influence, because it's really just it's really just negative, essentially, because it doesn't have to be. You're literally implanting these negative seeds of doubt and of fear, essentially, that just didn't ever need to be there. So I'm glad to kind of be away from that personally.
And it's amazing that it's with something that's a plant,
Exactly. And if God made all these plants, then how can this one? Why is this one bad? You know? Yeah. But then there's also the Rastafarians who that's like one of their sacraments is ganja. You know, and they're very Christian based as well. So it's just like, why are they? Or it's just a totally different mindset of being like a Christian and just the perspective you have on the cannabis plant.